My wife and I, with our baby son, some of you have met him, Moshe Chaim, we were driving from Montreal to...
He's a baby?
He was the baby then. We were driving from Montreal to Ottawa. I believe Ottawa. Yeah, to pay a Shiva call. And on the way, I took a nap in the back seat with my son, who was, I think, also napping, and which is fine. The problem was my wife was in the front seat driving. She also decided to take a nap. Yes.
What?
Not consciously, but she fell asleep at the wheel. And
Hashem take the wheel.
yes, and so we're all, imagine the picture. I mean, I can't see it. I wish we had a little camera there. So we're all just like sleeping, and our car is taking us to Ottawa. And at some point, the car...
Was it autopilot or no?
Not autopilot, but it was on cruise control. And
What's cruise control mean?
it means that the speed, you don't have to put your foot on the gas. The speed stays at
The
where it
wheel
is.
doesn't stay.
No, the wheel needs control. So our car starts to drift to the side of the road and hits those rumblers, which, you know, the rumblers.
Yeah.
And at that point, we have 3 people woken up, watching our car. Our car didn't decide where it wanted to go. It was going this way, that way, that way. And the car was literally about to do a 180 turn and start flipping over sideways. Like mamish, at about 80, at least 100 kilometers an hour, whatever that means in miles, because we were in Canada at the time. Our car, I mean, I saw with my own eyes, and it's funny because it felt like time slowed down in my own head, and my mind was processing what's going on. I'm like, oh my gosh, we are about to have one of those accidents that you hear about in the news. And I'm seeing the car because as soon as my wife touched the brakes at 90 miles an hour, 60, 70 miles an hour, our whole car started to like move in directions that boom. And that kind of speed, once you turn too much, this thing's gonna start rolling, literally rolling. Who knows how far we would have been able to forget it. Touchdown. It was unbelievable. And I'm like, my mind is constantly telling myself, we're about to have one of those accidents. And I'm like holding the stroller, the car seat. And all of a sudden, lo and behold, our car starts to slide. This started to get fun. Our car slid. And it still did a 180, but a much softer 180.
Oh.
And then we started rolling backwards in between the 2 highways with a bunch of grass. So we're rolling backwards, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. Now what? And then all of a sudden, I think I started screaming. I heard someone scream. I think it was me. Brakes, brakes! We hit the brakes. And
no one hit the brakes at this point?
No one hit the brakes yet. So I say brakes. My wife hits the brakes, and then when I look back, I see that it's a good thing because we were reaching the end of the medium and this overpass, which means we would have banged into something behind us if we would have continued. At this point in time, there was a good Samaritan that got out of his car and started screaming at me. So I'm like, okay, what do you want? He said, don't start the car, it could explode. So we didn't. We got out of the car.
Wait, at this point the car was off?
Yeah, the car was off. We got out of the car, we went to the side of the road, and we called a tow truck that came and towed the car out. And we actually got in the car and just drove back to Ottawa, continued driving to Ottawa. Nothing happened. Now, I did notice when I got out of the car and I looked at where we went off the road, I noticed the skids from the tires, and I noticed that we went off the road in between 2 metal poles, like they have on the sides of the roads. So even that, I have to say, it's like our car did a field goal. And literally, if we would have been any more to the left or right, our car would have went right through a metal beam, whatever, that would have done a lot more damage to the car and perhaps to us. And so at the end of this, of course, I walk away saying, wow, we almost had something major happening, whether it was a loss of, God forbid, if the car rolled over 10, 20 times, then that would have been, who knows what, I don't even know what to imagine. Even the field goal that we made, if it wasn't a good field goal, if we hit one of the posts, so who knows what would have happened to us in the car. Unscratched. Our car and us got out, we just, like nothing happened. And a believer understands the yad of Hashem, that we were in Hashem's hands the whole time, and Baruch Hashem, He decided that nothing should happen to us, and nothing happened to us. This is my story, and I have to say thank you, Hashem, for sparing me and my wife and my child at the time, and giving us the opportunity to have more children, and then I might as well be honest, and more headaches, but more good times, more bad times, and that's life. And so that's my story of my hidden miracle, my natural miracle that I experienced from Hashem, to appreciate what this type of miracle is. Now, Till now, we mentioned two types of miracles. We mentioned revealed, hidden, which means above nature and garbed in nature. Each of them strengthen our faith in God because life is hard. We can kind of feel weak and disheartened when we see the evil people conquering, and we feel like we're trapped in this world and we're trapped under the rules of nature. And that part of nature, when human beings get involved, is evil tyrant rulers that afflict anti-Semitism on us everywhere you turn. That's all part of the nature of the world. And we might feel trapped in this nature, and so there are these miracles. The supernatural ones that we can either remember or learn about from the past, or the natural ones that happen in our lives or in the world around us that give us strength. They strengthen our emunah in Hashem.